So, welcome to tonight's webinar. We're going to talk about building momentum that doesn't depend on motivation and how Pinterest rewards consistency, not constant effort. So, tonight I want to talk about let's not push harder. It's not about finding more motivation, and it's not about reinventing your business overnight. It's about understanding why that momentum keeps slipping and how to build it in a way that actually holds when life gets busy. And as we all know, life gets very busy. So, this conversation is especially for you if you're tired of starting over, you're tired of starting strong, and you're tired of watching that progress fade. So, again, the goal tonight is to understand why that momentum keeps slipping. And we're going to talk about how to build it in a way that actually holds even when your life gets chaotic and busy. Let me ask you a question. Is motivation the reason your business keeps stalling, or is it the way you're building it? This question matters more than most people realize because for a long time we've been taught that if something isn't working, we just need more discipline, right? We need more motivation, we need more effort. But I want to ask you this question. What if the problem isn't you? Let that soak for a minute. What if it is the structure that you've been using and relying on to grow? If your business keeps stalling, it's usually not because you don't want it badly enough. It's because many growth strategies quietly depend on you being on all the time. They want you to show up daily, post constantly, staying visible no matter what else is happening in your life. And I want you to realize that that is not a personal failure, that is a fragile system. When growth depends on constant output, that's when your momentum breaks. Here's what happens in real life. You start strong. Think of your New Year's resolution. How many of us start strong and then a couple weeks in, that momentum starts to fade? Your life gets busy, your energy starts to dip, and your routines shift. And suddenly everything slows down, not because you stopped caring, but because your system stopped working when you needed flexibility. That's why so many people feel like they're always restarting or rebuilding. Some reasons and some platforms that reward hustle, and there's also others that reward consistency. As you know, not all platforms are built the same. Some will reward constant effort, constant visibility, constant output, constant. Others are designed to reward consistency over time, even if you're not showing up every single day. Pinterest falls into that second category, and that difference changes everything about how your momentum is built. Pinterest builds momentum through structure rather than pressure. The thing I love about Pinterest is it doesn't ask you to perform daily or to chase trends or to chase the algorithm. It's going to quietly work in the background, allowing your efforts to compound instead of resetting. When you build with this kind of structure, your momentum becomes something that continues, not something that you have to recreate over and over again. And that's why Pinterest works so well at any stage of business, especially if consistency has felt hard for you. Now, I didn't come to this way of building by accident. Through my own journey with Pinterest and through learning from my business coach, Kim, I saw firsthand how how powerful Pinterest was when growth doesn't rely on motivation or constant output and constant effort. Together, we've watched this platform support real people, real life businesses, and what feels steady, sustainable, and totally doable. What you're going to walk away with today, and what you will learn by the end of this webinar, you will learn why momentum has felt fragile. You will learn why or what actually creates steady progress. You're going to learn how Pinterest supports consistency without burnout and how to choose systems that fit your real life, not your ideal schedule. This isn't about doing more. we're talking about building smarter. Motivation is temporary, and systems are what create momentum. As you know, motivation comes and goes. That's normal. You're going to have some days when you're really motivated, some days when you're not. The mistake most people make is trying to build something permanent on something that's temporary. When your motivation dips and when everything slows down, it's not because you failed, but because the system has required too much of you. Momentum isn't created by how inspired you feel, it's created by what keeps working when your inspiration fades. Trying harder isn't the solution, building smarter is. Let me ask if you've heard this advice, and drop it in the chat if you've heard this. Post more, show up more, be more consistent. At least I see you shaking your head. I totally agree with you. I was that way when I first started out on social media and was influenced by the social media influencers that told me that I had to engage 15 minutes before I posted and engage. And it's just, it was not sustainable for me. So that effort without leverage is just going to lead to burnout. What you need isn't more discipline, it's a structure that does some of the heavy lifting for you. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Leverage means what you do today is still going to matter tomorrow, and that it's content that doesn't disappear in 24 hours like it does on social media. This is visibility that doesn't reset. This is progress that compounds instead of starting over. Pinterest is powerful because it's built around leverage, not immediacy. Pinterest isn't about being everywhere or doing everything. It rewards clear ideas that we repeat over time without demanding daily presence. And that's what makes it incredibly supportable for people who want growth that's going to fit into your real life. This is why Pinterest works, whether you're just starting out in business or whether you already have an established business. Pinterest is especially supportive if you're tired of restarting, if you want momentum without daily posting and chasing the algorithm, and if your life doesn't always allow constant visibility. If you want growth that feels steady instead of stressful, if any of that resonates with you, you're exactly who this platform was built for. Your job is clarity and consistency, not perfection. Excuse me. It's the system's job to compound that effort over time. When those roles are clear, your growth stops feeling heavy and it starts feeling manageable. I didn't always build this way. Learning from Kim has helped me see what happens when you stop forcing momentum and you start supporting it. I've watched Pinterest work for real people with real lives in a way that feels calm, sustainable, and doable. Now, I want to talk about what Pinterest is not. It is not a social media grind. That's one of the reasons that drove me to the Pinterest platform. If you didn't know, Pinterest is not social media, it is a search engine. Pinterest also is not a daily posting requirement. It is long-term visibility on a platform that rewards your consistency, not constant effort. And that distinction really does matter. If today helped you see that motivation isn't the problem, then the real question becomes this: what kind of structure would actually support momentum long term? And that's where I want to gently point to you next, not to another strategy, because there's hundreds of strategies out there, but I want you to point you to real guidance and support. When I decided that I wanted Pinterest to be the core part of how I build, I didn't want to figure it out alone. I chose to learn from Kim Ward, who's not only my business coach, but I deeply trust her. Her program, Pinterest Marketing Academy, is where I learned to build that real steady momentum without the pressure of burnout. This is why I support Pinterest Marketing Academy, why I rely on it. And if it's the path, and it's the path I recommend, if Pinterest feels like it's the right platform for you. Let's talk a little bit about what makes Pinterest Marketing Academy different and how it's built around structure, not hustle. Pinterest is going to help you, or Pinterest Marketing Academy is going to help you understand how Pinterest actually works. It's going to show you how to build consistency without daily posting. This is one of my favorites. It's going to create momentum that compounds over time. In fact, the average pin on Pinterest lasts now for 24 months. Which would you choose? 24 hours on social media? 24 hours on social media, 24 months on Pinterest. It's also going to help you stop guessing and start building with clarity. This is a good fit and a good next step for you if you can relate to any of these statements. You're tired of starting over. You want growth that feels steady instead of stressful. And you're ready for systems instead of willpower. You want Pinterest to work with your life, not against it. And now, if now isn't the right time, that's okay too. This isn't about urgency, it's about creating alignment. If you're ready to build momentum in a way that feels steady, supported, and sustainable, Pinterest Marketing Academy really is your next step, and it's a process and program that I trust and recommend. Again, there's no need to rush. I just want you to decide whether this kind of support feels right for you. Before I go any further, I want to be completely transparent with you. If you decide to join Pinterest Marketing Academy through my link, I do receive a referral commission. It's no extra cost to you. I only share that because this is the program I personally use, I trust, and I recommend. I don't ever want to point people to things that I don't believe in. This is just simply me sharing that support that genuinely changed how I built. Tonight and through the end of January, you can get Pinterest Marketing Academy with a one-time investment of $99. I want to say something important here. There's not to rush you, but I want to reassure you. When that momentum starts to feel fragile, the hardest part isn't learning what to do. It's trying to hold on to everything while you're figuring it out. And having a structure and guidance early doesn't mean going all in at once. It simply means you're not second guessing or restarting every time life shifts, because we know that is going to happen. Support shortens your learning curve, and structure is going to reduce your overwhelm. And clarity honestly makes consistency feel possible. Excuse me. That's what Pinterest Marketing Academy provides, is a steady path you can return to even when things aren't perfect and life gets busy. I want to talk to you a little bit about a few of our past students. This is Joni. Before she worked with Kim, she felt like she was spinning her wheels. This next statement just absolutely blows me away. She hired a coach for over $30,000 and had nothing to show for it after a year of coaching. Kim taught her how to pin just in time because 5 days before Christmas, she slipped on the ice, broke her ankle, and required immediate surgery. At that time, Joni was able to pin during her post-op recovery from home and made 6 sales in the month of January, which was the most sales she had ever made in a single month. Next, meet Joe. This also gives me chills because Joe built her Facebook group up to over 6,000 members, and it was shut down by Facebook, like gone. She depended on that group and hadn't built an email list or any other way to grow her audience anywhere else. And when she learned from Kim that you don't need an audience or followers on Pinterest, she hired her. And in 5 months, she did $25,000 in sales. This is another thing I love about Pinterest. You don't need an audience and you don't need followers to make sales and generate momentum on the platform. And lastly, this is Summer. She's in the early childhood education space, and she wasn't really quite sure how to use social media to generate leads or find new clients. When she met Kim, she met her in a Facebook group, and she was so impressed by her that she hired her to help become visible and to build her virtual spider web, as Kim calls it. As uncomfortable as she felt, she trusted the process and did exactly what Kim told her. And the result was a $50,000 day from a 45-second video. Now, I want to tell you that Summer's program was offer was a $25,000 offer. So she actually made that within 2 sales on the Pinterest platform. If you're ready for that support to help build your momentum without burning yourself out, Pinterest Marketing Academy is really the next step that I trust and recommend for you. There's honestly no pressure to decide today, but I just want you to notice what feels aligned and let that guide you. All right. Now I want to open it up to Q&A and make this about you. I've shared a lot about momentum, structure, why Pinterest works differently. But honestly, the most helpful part of a conversation is usually answering the questions and that are running through your head. I want to let you know there's no bad questions here. If you're wondering it, somebody else is probably wondering it too. So I either want you, I'm going to stop share here for a minute, and then we're going to just jump in. I want you to raise your hand, unmute. Let me find my button here. There we go. Perfect. And while you're jumping into I'm going to go over here and jump to the chat here real quick. I'm going to grab one thing. Or you can also hit the react button at the bottom. That will also raise your hand. And I'm going to jump over here to the chat and see what questions we have. Hey, Jamie, it's good to see you. All right, let me scroll back up here. All right. Yeah, like Kim said, 24 hours if you're lucky on social media. Kim has dropped the link to Pinterest Marketing Academy in the chat. That coupon code is automatically applied to get you that special investment price of $99. And I will send the replay out tonight. I'm just going down through here. All right, I don't see any hands raised. You guys are quiet. So Kim, I just want to, while people are thinking, I want to jump in here and kind of talk about a few questions that we normally get about Pinterest Marketing Academy, and then maybe that will kind of spur some people and have some questions that maybe they need to be answered. Wendy asks, is that a paid in full price for the course, or is there? That's the paid in full price for that. That's lifetime access. You also get access to all of the updates. You also get access to a Facebook community where we do monthly office hours. So that is the one-time investment, so not monthly. So Kim, let's talk a little bit about Pinterest. And the first question I guess I want to ask you is, do I need to be consistent every day on Pinterest for this to work?
I'm down to talk about Pinterest all day, every day.
I know you are, girl.
My friends, so glad you
Yes,
guys made it. I made it too.
yes.
Consistency is important. But what I love about Pinterest is that you do not have to pin every single day. You don't. And in the new modules, one of the promises I made to our community for Pinterest Marketing Academy is that I will always, number one, update our modules so that they're current. That way you never have to buy another Pinterest program again. Number two, as long as I'm breathing, we're going to continue to meet every single month for our office hours where our community comes together just like this. We talk about what's going on with your account, with your keywords, with your offers, what's working, what's not working. So one of the things that you're going to hear me say is right now, yes, you can pin once a day if you have the bandwidth and sanity, but you don't have to. You can pin multiple times a day if you want to. But we look at your links. Your links are everything. So, what I'm looking for this day and age here in 2026 is at least a 3 to 5 day cadence in between those links. So, we want some breathing room. We want you to have a life. We want you to, be able to pin and not be chaotic about your efforts. I saw the comments in the chat about reels and lives, and I feel you. You know, I've been creating some funny content lately through my surgery and through everything that we're going through here personally. And my videos have been getting anywhere between, there's one this morning, most everyone has seen it, but it's like 5,800 views of me just walking around my kitchen in a walker, and me driving in the car. There's always 10,000 views on Facebook, but I post one thing about business and it's crickets, absolute crickets. And that's frustrating. And we don't have that issue on Pinterest at all, ever.
Yeah, that's what I love about that. All right. Anybody else have some questions here? Raise your hand, drop them in the chat. If not, I'll put you on the spot and ask you another question.
No, you're fine. So while you're kind of thinking about what to ask, I will tell you, I did just post on Facebook as a test before this webinar. So I had my reel from this morning. We're at like 5,800 views. Then I posted something business related just to see, right? You would assume that the algorithm is awake, everybody's looking at your content, boom, something business comes in, all those same eyeballs would see it, but it's crickets. And so what I posted is 4 reasons why we're still here talking to you about Pinterest marketing tonight. Number one, you're looking at increased referral traffic. So all of the external website clicks, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for outbound clicks. These clicks on Pinterest have surged by 55% in 2024. Now it's growing. It's still growing here into 2026, but makes this platform a top driver of organic traffic. I'm sure you all see what's going on right now with TikTok, and this is not a scare tactic. This is a posture tactic. You get access to Gen Z, which is the highest percentage of Pinterest users right now, and high income audiences. So it's something like 40% of users on Pinterest are making over 150,000 US dollars a year. So they can afford your services and your products. 96% of the searches on Pinterest are what we call unbranded. And that means they're open to discovering new brands, new people, new micro influencers. And then this one's pretty cool. There's higher spending power. So Pinterest users spend 80% more. Think about this number, 80% more every single month than users on any other platform, which makes this a very, very high value channel for e-commerce and for business. So,
I love that. Kim Wendy has a question. She wants to know
yeah.
if it works for MLM. She does credit repair and debt reduction. I love this question.
Yes, for sure. Finance is it's a very large keyword on Pinterest, Wendy. And I always tell people it doesn't matter what your product is. You know, I've worked with, oh my gosh, Olympic gold medalists. I've worked with major influencers, and I've worked with, stay-at-home moms who are in the MLM space. And it works for everybody because this is a search engine. We're not here to perform like social media. As long as you understand how your ideal client, how your ideal customer is searching for on Google, on Bing, obviously on Pinterest, we're going to create your content in a way that populates when they search for it, regardless of what you do and regardless of who you are. All businesses, all messages are created equal on this platform. And I will go to my grave saying that unless they do something stupid and change it. But then, I'll go looking for Bill Reedy, the CEO, and he'll have to deal with me. God help him.
Right. Oh my gosh. So yes, Susie, Kim is updating the course. So one thing I love about Pinterest Marketing Academy is their bite-sized videos. You're able to learn quickly, and then you're also able to go and just take what you've learned and implement it. And that's one of the things I absolutely love. I went through the course. I'm going back through it now a second time because I loved it so much. I binge watched um, the first time through. And you know how you go through something so fast, sometimes you miss things. So, um, yeah, I always definitely learned something new. Diane's asking how many modules are in your course.
I'd have to look. I have no idea. I'd be lying if I said I did.
Mm.
Let me check. There are 7 modules with 15 lessons. And we have each module is obviously broken down by a specific topic and theme. The lessons inside the modules correlate to the training. Then we have a Facebook community for all of our students. Right now, we have about 500 students, but they all haven't made their way to the Facebook group. And this is a great space. Like, I can't say this enough. When you have questions, go into the Facebook group and ask. That's what it's there for. That's why we have this amazing community. You're never alone. I will always respond. Someone in the community will respond. And then we also meet once a month for our group office hours. And we've been doing that now since 2022. So we're going into our 4th year with those office hours. So this isn't something that's losing steam or momentum.
Kim, you know, office hours is one of the areas that I absolutely love, especially when I came in as a beginner or somebody new to Pinterest. I didn't really know what questions to ask.
Yeah,
And I learned so much just by listening to everybody else's questions within the group that it was, I look forward to those monthly office hours and learning
I
more
do too,
about Pinterest marketing, but really about marketing in general.
for sure.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I think a lot of people have this like internal misconception that it's like, oh, she's taught me what I need to know about Pinterest. Like, that's it. That is the beginning of your hub. You know, many of us, we build our businesses so differently. Some of us here do like to create video. So maybe we have a YouTube channel, or maybe we are going live or creating reels. Some of us despise video. That's okay. So maybe you're blogging or you're creating lead magnets. However, you're choosing to build your business, you know, what we do inside of this community is really tap into how we can develop this ecosystem that works for you, regardless of what your busy life looks like or what you're doing. And for me, you know, I love to connect the dots and build that virtual spider web so that, you know, if your customer finds you on Pinterest, they might read a blog, they might go find you on Instagram, they might come into your lead magnet and, you know, get on your email list or your grow. So we have nothing but opportunity. And this is a bigger marketing conversation than just creating a pin and pinning. But if that's all you want to do, that's okay too.
That's one thing that you said brought something to light for me. You know, on social media, we get slapped when we put a link either in our copy and even in our descriptions. I mean, they suppress our reach. And I just want to point out to people that don't know Pinterest or haven't used Pinterest that each pin you create requires a link to send them off the platform to wherever you want to lead them, whether it's
Yes.
a calendar to schedule a course with you, whether it's to a YouTube video, whether it's to build your Facebook group, whether it's to a lead magnet or a product. It's really endless as to where you can drive your ideal client to. Bree's asking, what does the course cover and what are the names of the modules?
Well, the course is going to cover everything A through Z except for paid ads. That's a very intimate conversation. I do not go into paid ads at this level. I do in our next, you know, in our advanced group. But this is really a great space for beginners and even novice. So you're going to learn how to create a very effective, efficient Pinterest account. What should that look like? What are keywords? How do I find my keywords? What are my business assets, right? Like we were talking about YouTube videos, lead magnets, those are all assets. How do I create effective pins for those? And then we go into pinning. What should a pin look like? What should be on a pin? What kind of copy? What kind of color? What kind of sizing? Then we go into copywriting. How do I write an effective title and description? and it's more than just going into Chat GPT and saying, do this for me, right? Then it's the links. Where do we send the links? What links do we use? How often do we pin? And that's pretty much what the modules are outlined, just in chronological order to get you set up. And the next one adds on to the previous one.
Yeah. So my question was, I'm already doing a couple things or have done with you, but this would be a nice other layer, wouldn't it?
For sure. Yeah. And like I say, like Julie says, just yeah, you could obviously take advantage of the special. This is a $197 program, and it's a little higher than most courses because you have the community and you have the ongoing office hours every single month. And then I always update the modules. So you will never have to pay for another Pinterest like training or course again. So if you
And
did take advantage of this price, I would want to make sure that you have the bandwidth, you have the time and the sanity to like plug into it now, or you could table it and come back to it later. But I did try to keep everything very bite size. So they're like quick 9-minute modules so that you see the quick win, you've got something accomplished, and you can move on to the next step when you're ready.
can we refer some other people and show them the replay from this?
Julie.
Yes, you can show them the replay.
And
I,
so other people would have the same advantage to join that we do right now, as long as they do it by whenever the expiration is.
right. So I will send out the replay. It will be up, be sent out tonight. The replay is basically housed on a YouTube platform. So if you want to send them the link to that YouTube, they can watch the replay there and they can take advantage of that discounted price and investment of $99. Wendy's asking, does this teach you how to set up your Pinterest profile correctly? And absolutely, 100%. That's
That's
right
the
from the
first
get-go,
module.
right out of the gate. That's what we teach you is how to set up your profile. Or I shouldn't say we, it's how Kim teaches you to set it up. So, and Christine is asking, curious of when the office hours are.
Oh, that's a good question.
Mhm.
Because we're global, Christine, oh, there you are. We have like 500 students. So because we're global, we alternate from month to month. So there's one month we do, it's sometime during the week. We do it 11 a.m. Central, which is noon Eastern. Then the next month we do a 6 p.m. Central, which is a 7 Eastern, and we alternate months that way. So let me see. I was looking to see. Dun, dun, dun. If I could find January. Did we meet?
I was just getting ready to look on my phone too to see if I could find it.
Does the
Okay.
day of the week change too?
It does.
Okay, thank you.
But you always have like a month notice
hmm Is there a
beforehand.
recording of office hours as
Oh
well?
gosh, yes, it's
Okay,
recorded. Yeah.
perfect. Thanks.
And then that's why we have the community too. So like if you couldn't be there, come into the group and ask your questions. I'm very serious, you know. You'll always get support, you'll always get help there. And then if it's more technical, what I'll do is I'll either end up recording a video to respond or just do a live in the group to kind of share my screen and show you what you need to see.
So Louise, yes, it's not just a 1 year and ends. It is continuous. It is lifetime. So as long, if you purchase, you have it for life with all the updates. And Kim is very close with Pinterest and their back end. So she's very up to date on what's new and upcoming for Pinterest. And she always relays that information to us to keep all of her students up to date with the newest
For sure.
announcements that Pinterest comes out with.
Yeah.
Perfect. Loving these questions. So Lynn's asking, what's involved with the edible pins done for you as the bonus option on the order screen?
Okay.
Oh, I see what you
She's talking about there's an upsell with PMA, so it's $3, I think. Lynn, is that it? Okay. Those are 25 editable. Did I say that right? Editable. That sounds funny. I was making sure I didn't say edible. Editable Canva pins. It's a template. So as long as you have Canva Pro, you're going to get a template link that are going to load pins into your Canva account that you're able to bring your product image, change your brand colors. They're just formatted for you already so that you have pins to start pinning with. So you don't have to create from scratch. Welcome.
Yeah, one of the things I want to talk about is when you join Pinterest Marketing Academy and you get into the office hours. I mean, we talk all things Pinterest, but I can tell you that this virtual spider web that Kim talks about, if I could see inside of her brain,
You don't want to.
it would be scary. So it's more than just Pinterest, it's
It is.
whole realm of marketing as well. And it's, she can really niche it down to your specific topic and niche. That's what I
It
that's
has to be. I hate when you get into a course and people leave you hanging and they're like, but if you really want to be effective, then you have to go buy this thing over there. And I'm like, come on, don't do that. So we're going to go all in. We're going to go all the ways. We're going to go everywhere. Um,
Andrea's asking, is there a quick pin creation strategy in the course?
yes. So we have a Canva module that is going to show you how to create a quick, effective pin inside of Canva. And then we cover videos as well, because you can create video pins if you prefer.
Mhm. And that's one of the things I love too, even if you're creating video pins, it's if you don't like being on camera, Pinterest has been faceless since its inception. So as a beginner who doesn't like to, hold their phone up and put themselves on camera, it's a great option. Yes, Lynn, Shuffle has become my new BFF in Canva. I absolutely
Boom.
love
She's
that
been
as
paying
well.
attention.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, very
Did
good.
you get to Louise's question
Let me look.
Yes,
about
she did.
she did about not
Yes,
being 1 year? Okay.
yeah, yep, sure did. So
Mhm.
perfect. All right.
You can always see the people who have been paying attention to the trainings because
Yep.
Shuffle's my new BFF.
Oh man, best tip ever.
So good to see you too, Roxy.
Yeah, appreciate you being here. Well, if there are other questions, holler them out real quick. If not, we'll get signed off here because I know your time is valuable. I don't want to keep you any longer than we need to.
Did you guys read all my emails about the infamous Jamie and how her pins are going viral?
Yeah,
She's in the room with us right now. What?
let's talk about that for a minute, Kim. I want to touch on that because this
Yeah.
is really for somebody who doesn't like pin or graphic creation. Let's talk about that a little bit.
About lazy marketers who just knock it out of the park.
Yes, yes.
I love it. So I'm sorry. I love Jamie. I do. She'll tell you, she's like, she's a hard worker. She has a very, very, very difficult job. Um, and she's so smart. She's like, I just want to blog. Like, I just want to be blog, make tons of money, and be left the heck alone by the general public. So she has been cranking out her blog, which is freaking brilliant. Like, she is my go-to holistic lady. She has saved my life and my dad's life, and she's amazing. And so she blogs and she understands keywords. She understands more than just Chat GPT. She understands how her ideal audience is searching, what they're searching for. So she writes these blogs and then she creates AI images for the blog because Pinterest loves AI images, y'all. And what we did is we're able to connect what's called an RSS feed from her blog to Pinterest. So now every time she publishes a blog article, those graphics get pulled over and her pins are literally going viral. I mean, in less than a month, her one pin had 96,000 views. One pin had 36,000, 11,000, 25,000. Think about the outbound clicks that she's getting over to her blog. And this is part of the bigger marketing picture. It's now not just Pinterest, right? We're tapping into the 578 million monthly active users on Pinterest to drive the right traffic, the holistic minded, person who doesn't mind spending money on their health into her blog. Well, now she's got Google AdSense on her blog, so she's monetizing the blog. She's got paid memberships on the blog, so people are coming in and paying her for paid memberships. She's got her own digital products. She's got affiliate marketing links, and she's just monetizing all these different streams of income, but with one focal point. It's her blog married to Pinterest. So good.
Very good. Yeah. Andrea is asking, do people use UTM tracking links on Pinterest?
For sure. Absolutely. I do all the time. I think it's extremely effective if you want to segment and categorize. You can absolutely use those on Pinterest.
Yeah. Christine is asking, can AI see a blog on Pinterest?
It's so much more than that. So Pinterest is using AI like for everything, and they love it. But they also recognize what's really cool. Christine is like, some folks are just still completely like, I don't want AI. It's all right. So Pinterest right now is the only platform that has a toggle that allows their users to turn off any AI pins. So you're not turning away your audience, but they're filtering themselves out. If they're like, I just don't want to see anything AI related, they've just shut that side of things off. So they're still on the platform, which is really cool. But the AI on Pinterest can read through your link that you've attached to your pin, and they can read that. They can read what's on the pin screen. They can read what is being spoken in your video before your video is even updated. It's really, really smart. It's cool. Yeah.
So Wendy's asking, do you teach inside the course how to do a blog?
Not this particular course, Wendy. I did do a different course teaching you how to do a blog because that is in itself, I'll say it's a beast. I don't want to overwhelm you, but there's just things that have to be done effectively. So I do have a separate course for that, but not inside this one. Oh, Bree's asking, do I teach how to use AI? For sure. That's built into the course as well.
You guys are asking great questions.
Oh, sweet.
Love these.
I just did a video about this. Do you have to have a blog to use Pinterest? That was literally the title of either a blog article or a video I just did. And it's not. No, you do not need a blog to be successful on Pinterest. When you look at some of the students that Julie was talking about, Summer, for example, all we did was pin people back to her Calendly. You guys know what that is. That's her calendar link. All she did was create pins that pointed to her calendar. People booked calls. She had a $50,000 day. That was it. You look at someone like Joni, who ironically, I said in the chat, how ironic, she broke her ankle. My ankle, I just had surgery on Monday, fractured in 3 spots, and they removed a tumor, and here I am in a boot, just like Joni. But she pinned Amazon affiliate links. That's it. And she pins directly to Amazon. And she made 6 sales that month. For her, that was the most amount of sales she had ever had in a single month, which was a big win because she was home recovering. She didn't have to worry about a job or freaking out or anything. That was awesome. I love having a blog personally, but you don't need one to be profitable or effective.
Is it okay to ask my question out loud?
Absolutely.
I can talk faster than type. I'm up to 180,000 views a month on my Pinterest, but nothing's converting. But I haven't done anything. I said I'd go do the course again, so it's all on me. What would you say to do first, or just redo the whole course first? What would your first thought be, not knowing anything except what I just told you?
I would start from the beginning, and on our next penthouse, I won't kick you out of the Zoom room.
I'm not Hope Berman. Well, that's my niece. It was just, how you have to open up another account and you're like, oh, dang, what name do I use?
Yes, guys, I guard my rooms well. Poor Jackie had a different name on her Zoom and I kicked her out, didn't let her in. So,
Four
so
times, 4 times.
I was like, you're not getting through. Stop
No, no.
trying.
We had some really weird people cut into a actual medical Zoom, and it was like,
Oh.
oh my God. So they have even bigger securities now. So no, I totally get it.
Gosh, I would just start from the beginning because
Okay.
what that tells me is there could potentially be either a disconnect in the copywriting. Obviously, with those amount of views, your impressions, that shows us that you're getting seen on screen. For whatever reason, people aren't clicking into your pin to outbound, so it could be an aesthetic problem. Like the pin itself, something's not compelling enough for them to click into the pin, which I need a little more data for that. Or there's a disconnect with the offer and they're not outbounding and therefore you're not monetizing yet. So there's just a small tweak we need to make somewhere.
Okay. All right. Thank
But-
you.
Our next, I was going to say, I don't think I have it on the calendar yet. I was going to give you our next meeting. I don't have it yet. I'll get it done tomorrow.
No worries.
You got to recover.
I
Thank
know. My pleasure.
Any other shout out questions that anybody wants to ask? That's been some great questions, lots of information. With her question.
Oh, with Jackie's question, yeah, Jackie, she's next level. So Jackie's been in PMA for a while, but we also have an advanced membership. She's in that advanced membership as well. But those are, Wendy, the kind of questions that we discuss in office hours. Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
And I know the students that come to office hours and ask me questions and haven't gone through the modules. So I'm just saying, be good and go through the modules before you show up and start asking questions.
For sure. All right. Well, as I wrap this up, I just want to say, you don't have to have everything figured out today. I mean, that's why Pinterest, if Pinterest feels like the steady path, that you've been looking for, I think then the support with Pinterest Marketing Academy is there for you. And if today simply gave you clarity, that's progress too. And I really, Kim, I can't thank you enough for being here. You're 3 days post-op surgery. So I'm forever grateful for you.
My pleasure.
I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you for trusting me with your time. Like I said, the replay will go out later tonight, and that offer is good for 48 hours. So through the end of the month, we will. Thanks, Jackie. I absolutely appreciate your kind words. So thank you for joining us. As always, you can reach out to me via email if you have any more questions. Yeah, Wendy, I tell you what, I am a Pinterest junkie. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you again for your time, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
guys.
Thank you so
Have a good
much.
night.
You too. Bye-bye.